And across the country, a conversation is taking place about law enforcement right now and how they operate. Chris Joseph has more on use of force trends within the Richland County Sheriff's Department.
It's been almost 2 months since George Floyd's death and the protests that followed. Here in Columbia, activists like Demetris Hill called for minimizing use of force.
We've sat down, we've talked, we've hashed it out. We've said a lot of things that we're gonna do, but now it's time to do them.
The Richland County Sheriff's Department provided WIS statistics from their defensive action reports, where deputies report their use of force. The department spokesperson says the department gives regular training on best practices on when and how to engage a suspect.
So with that comes a sincere understanding of value of human life. We receive constant training on what that looks like.
Here's the breakdown. In 2019, deputies used force on 0.2% of the calls they responded to. But when they do use force, 74% of the suspects involved are black. 78% of the deputies involved are white.
The African American community is calling and saying, hey, we have drug dealers in our community. We have, violence in our community. We need you guys to come in. We're going to come in.
Department spokesperson Captain Maria Ituria says the statistics reflect the demand for services and who's available to answer the call. She says the department is struggling to recruit deputies of color.
So your chances of encountering a white deputy are greater than they are of an African American deputy. And this is where we ask the community for assistance. We're constantly recruiting. We're asking the community, if you know people that want to come in, please do.
She provided statistics showing there are twice as many white deputies than black deputies in a county where African Americans are in the majority. Hill says history plays a role.
You do want to facilitate change, but not in a police aspect, because so many police departments aren't necessarily about the full collective of people. So when you know that and you see it and you felt it, you don't want to be a part of that.
Ituria says Sheriff Leon Lott is active with groups like the NAACP and Building Better Communities. Hill says she wants to see those connections translate to results, namely fewer suspects of color in the department's defensive action reports.
It's not something that people are making up. It's not a myth. It's not something that we are thinking in our minds. Numbers don't lie.
You can read more about the data and what the Sheriff's Department has to say about it right now on WISTV.com. Reporting in Richland County, Chris Joseph, WIS News 10.
The Sheriff's Department says it regularly trains its officers on use of force and welcomes public feedback.